I had some people asking me, "Where are you going? Are you going to Busia? Are you going to Bongoma? This is the way."
Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mosioma Augustine. If you are here for the first time, just remember to subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you are in that capacity to be notified. So today I still have my friends and we are going to discuss the whole issue of losing our phone. I've experienced that and it was really catastrophic. I'm going to share my experience at the same time they're going to share and maybe we can learn and maybe just say goodbye to those phones because we never found them. So they need to introduce themselves before we begin.
Yes, my name is Leonard Mudini, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are fine, and let us share some of our experiences on losing phones and how it has affected us in different ways.
My name is Bri Kerubo. Welcome to this channel and let's share the experience that we underwent when losing our phones.
So I should go first, I think, because I have lost two phones, but I need to give the first experience because I remember a little bit of it on how it went.
Yeah.
But of recent one, I have that kind of experience. Though it was, when you lose something or someone steals from you, it's something which happens within a short period of time. You can't even after time maybe to record maybe how it went. So for me, my first phone I lost when I was in secondary. I believe it was secondary. And during this time, the person who stole a phone from me was actually the person I found in the school referral. So in the school referral, we shared a small moment with him. He just showed me. We made a discussion maybe on the course which he was studying at the time. So it's a kind of we developed a bond. Now it's passed like 2 weeks. I found that same person in a hostel where I went to visit a friend. So in this hostel, I was just sitting. There was a bench within the hostel, so I just sat there. Sitting next to me was the person. So he requested me of a phone. Asked me, I need to call somebody. Do you have your phone? Because I had already found in the library, I just gave him. But the only challenge which I was facing, I I diverted my attention and went to talk to a friend. Now going to talk to a friend. He just passed a corridor here and I never saw that phone. But luckily I was in a capacity because to track him because he wrote a phone number on my book which I was having at the library. So I went with that book to the security and I told them there's somebody who stole my phone and I can't trace him, but he wrote my number. Can I access the person or maybe can you track him? Luckily, they went to the records, they searched for that number and they found the person. So after they found that person, they were able to catch him, but he refunded me like 1500. And then I just gave up the whole idea of just chasing somebody because he was just crying like a baby that is responsible for a family. He had already married. So after following for a long period, I just decided to give up. So who can share his experience?
Okay, for me, I had I've had several, and that's why the recent phone that I lost, it wasn't a very big surprise because actually it was because of my carelessness.
Yeah.
And the first time I lost my phone was when I was in first year. I remember it was in hostel, at the hostels back then when I was still studying. And I also remember that it was a setting whereby we we were to sleep. that was the time it was stolen. Actually, it was stolen at night when we were asleep. We had fallen asleep, and everything I think was set. Whereby, as we slept that day, I remember I was the last person also to come out from outside actually, because I had gone to watch a football match. And then when I came inside the hostel, that room, I remember it was one of the most fantastic days because I had gone to watch a football match, and then my team actually had won, and also I was exhilarated. Actually, I was feeling that that humor. I had to at least make some people laugh. We had to joke a little bit before we slept. But then after that, I remember I found my roommates asleep, and I remember you are one of them. And I started. One of the roommates was not yet asleep, and he was always also a fan. He was a fan of Arsenal. I remember, and this guy was fun to talk with, especially when at the end of the match, because he used to be so much witty in terms of how he was talking, and so I was very happy that day. When I was coming back to the room after the match, the first thing that I did was to go outside for a short call. And then after the short call, I came back and I found that my roommate, one of the roommates, was asleep. The one that we had gone to watch the football match with, that one had already fallen asleep. And then I was the remaining one. And then I did not lock the room. The failure to lock the room was the start of that catastrophe. Because I remember that was the time 3 roommates were stolen. Their phones were stolen, and everybody was left surprised that morning. I remember that morning I was the last person, because I was the last person to sleep. I was also the last person to wake up, and so that was a very frantic kind of experience, because when you look at the situations, I don't know. We found my phone was in a bag, in my laptop bag. The roommate, the one who was sleeping on top of me, that was the bed which was on top. He had his phone. He had hidden his phone, let's say, at the other side, at one corner of the bed, and then the other one had left his phone on charging, and then you left your phone on charging, but now under the pillow, because the charger was near you.
Yeah.
Now, that was the time that this guy who had lost the phone when it was on charging, he lost it, and he was also surprised. The guy who had put his phone just at the corner of the bed was also surprised, because he found that the phone was not there, and he wondered who could have that courage to come and just penetrate his hands through his body and then take his phone. Then mine went with the bag, because actually I had put. They did not know that the phone was inside, but then they did what? They took it with the bag, and I think they realized later that the phone was also in the bag, because my ATM was also there, my birth certificate was also in that bag, and then they all vanished, all those things. And I was surprised, because when I woke up in the morning, you asked me, where is your phone? Do you have a phone? And I was, yes, I have it. It is in my bag. And I was wondering, where is my bag? I was looking all around, because I knew where I had placed my bag. So I just, my eyes just went there straight. When I looked at that point, I found out that it was empty. Now the bag was not there. And I was wondering, where has my phone just gone? Then all others were surprised. We were unsettled. We did not know what to do that morning. We were very much unsettled. And I remember that catastrophe, another catastrophe followed, whereby they stole all my maize flour, and I could not eat bar that day.
They went with the stones.
They went in all the stock, man. And I felt that no, this is not a good situation. And we had to conduct some probing whereby we had to look for areas with bearing no fruits. So I think that was one of the most frightening experiences that I had on losing a phone. Yeah.
And here you are. How did you lose your phone?
um, it was during that corona period, and I remember that evening before I lost my phone. I was in the hostel. Then I heard the president of Kenya saying that tomorrow, it was on a Monday till Friday, everybody who was in school was supposed to be in his or her home. So I had to travel. I was with my phone. So I traveled the next day. Uh, I arrived at the town which is Eldoret. And reaching there, it was around 10 a.m. as I can remember. I was having my phone because I had confirmed the time, so it was 10 a.m. The mistake that I made was putting that phone on one of my jumper, in one of the wallet of my jumper. Now, as I was boarding off the vehicle, I had some people asking me, "Where are you going? Are you going to Busia? Are you going to Bungoma? This is the way." I tried to ignore them, but they were seriously following me. I never knew that they were stealing from me. So I just assumed them. Taking two steps ahead, then I came now back to my senses. Why are these people? Why have they been following me? Looking at my back, at the back it was open. But fortunately, nothing was taken because they were just clothes inside. And trying to look on one of my wallets to pick up now my phone, it wasn't there. I was stranded. I felt that the world was so wide for me because that was the only means of communication I had.